This week I've been chatting about the offer process and managing candidates' expectations, and I thought I'd mention this one because it's quite a useful one, particularly if you're going for a permanent role, maybe even a contract, but particularly I'll touch on it for a permanent role because it happened a couple of weeks ago where we had a candidate who we'd put forward for a position. The salary range was fair and reasonable. It was between I think 60 and 80,000 pounds sterling. We had agreed with the candidate. We understood what their base expectations were for the role. We'd agreed that with the client, which was in line with that salary offer. We provided that salary offer in that salary information to the company in writing. And we'd also agreed with the candidate that that was their expectations. Now, when it came to the offer stage, we managed through the process. It probably took about maybe 3 to 4 weeks through the various interview processes, which I think sometimes these days is quite fast. It can be quite challenging with the bigger corporates. And when the offer stage came, the salary offered was below expectations. Now, this was really difficult because for me, I find it quite demeaning to go back to a candidate where we've agreed something the whole way through. We've been very open with the company to tell them what they're looking for, and then they come back with a different offer. Now, often or not, when this happens, we won't go back to the candidate and give them that offer. We'll go back and work with the company to understand, well, why have they come in underneath the candidate's expectations, and rather than go back to the candidate and tell them actually we're offering less, we'll try and work with the company first to push that offer up. Now, this happens quite a lot, and you see companies doing this, and I think it can be a little bit short-sighted. Maybe there's a reason behind it, I don't know. Maybe there's something internally to try and push that down, but let's say it's in this case it was the offer, the expectations and the offer were about £3,000 apart. Now, for me, when you're dealing with a candidate at maybe £80,000 offer, is it really worth offering below their expectations for the sake of 3,000 to bring that person on board when that price or that rate has been known the whole way through and those are the expectations set? I've seen this so often now, and again, a candidate can have a fantastic experience with a company, and then to blow it all right at the last minute, it's just such a waste of everyone's time. Candidates, may even start the role. So some may be in a position where they've gone through the whole process, they're expecting an offer, maybe they've turned something else down, and now they're in a difficult position where perhaps they have to accept something even if it's below expectations. Now, that's a dangerous place to be, because there's nothing worse than a candidate starting feeling unhappy and already not feeling fully motivated to join the organisation. I'd love to hear your experience of this. I'd love to hear if anyone's had this experience, particularly for a permanent role. It can happen on contract as well, or they know any friends who have. Share your views. Love to